Mr. Weiss, how did you first hear about the accident?
I was on my way home, and Amy called me on the phone. I answered the phone, and I couldn't really understand what she was saying. She was hysterical. And I was trying to get her to calm down, to try and tell me what happened. And she shared with me that she had been in an accident.
Okay. All right. Did she say anything else in that phone conference other than she was been on
She said, get here, get here. She was asking me to get there as quickly as possible.
Okay.
She mentioned that there was a child involved in the accident.
Okay.
That she had given him CPR.
Let me ask you, did she say that in a calm voice?
No. I was doing everything I could to try and calm her on the phone so that I could understand what she was saying.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, when you heard that, how did you get to the scene?
So I happened to be in an Uber on my way home from work because my car was in the shop, or the car that I was driving was in the shop.
How far away were you when you got the phone call from your wife?
It's probably a couple miles. I was essentially on the exit at Harmony and the I-25.
Got it.
And so we got there. The driver got me there as fast as possible.
Hey, how'd you get to the scene, Dale? I know you got there through an Uber, but when you got to the scene, let's talk about when you got there, okay? Whereabouts did the Uber leave you off?
Just past, she turned left on off of 3 Bell under the street that the accident was on, and dropped me as close as she could get me to the accident. The street had been blocked off by police and fire.
Okay.
So I got out of the car, and I could see Amy's car in the distance, and I ran down there.
Okay, did you walk down
Mr.
there?
Gowdon, sorry I'm going to interrupt. Mr. Rice, it really is important that you speak right into that microphone for me.
Now,
So
scoot up
please
to
get
that
as close as
microphone.
you can.
I apologize. Scoot up so they can hear you. So when you got dropped off at that corner, obviously, did you run or walk up to where she was?
I ran.
Okay. Now let's talk about what you observed at the scene. Okay. What was the first thing you observed when you actually got there to see at where your wife was?
She was sitting in the driver's seat of her car, her vehicle,
Okay.
and just hysterical. I was trying to get her to focus and look at me and try and calm down.
Okay. Did she make any statements to you at that time?
Yeah, I mean, as I was trying to get words out of her, but she did say she didn't know where the child came from. She didn't see him. She didn't have time to stop.
Okay. Who else was there when you got on the scene when you were talking to your wife?
So there were, a number of firefighters, police officers, first responders, but the people that I knew that were there.
Can you identify the people you knew who were there?
Yeah, Ty Drage.
Okay. First of all, who is Ty Drake?
So he's a family friend of ours. He also lives in the Timnath area.
Okay.
He's a firefighter.
Okay. Who else was there?
His wife, Jamie,
Okay.
is also on the scene.
And what's Jamie Drade's relationship to your wife?
One of Amy's closest friends.
Okay. What does she do?
She's also a teacher.
Got it. Okay. Were there other people there that you didn't know?
Yes.
Okay.
There were a number of other people there.
So there was a lot of activity.
Yes.
What were you concentrating on when you were there?
I mean, I was just trying to get Amy to calm down as much as possible. She was in a state that I've never seen her in. She was hysterical. I mean, we've been married for 28 years. We dated for 6 years before that. I've never seen her behave this way.
Got it. Now, obviously, at some point, I think there was an officer that attempted to have her do an interview. Can we talk about that?
Sure.
Were you present when that effort was made?
Yes, he asked her to write her statement.
Okay. And what did you observe?
Amy was unable to write.
Okay.
And she, unable to write, unable to focus. So Ty actually said, I can write it. Ty, as a fighter, has apparently been through these sorts of things before or worked with people in a situation. I was not in any position to be able to help her write it either.
Okay. So if any statement was written, it was written by Ty based on what he was able to get from Amy?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And during the time that she was trying to make her statement with Ty, what was her state of mind there?
She continued to be very hysterical. She was unable to focus. She was unable to really put any thoughts together.
I'd like you to talk about that. There was a point where I believe that the young boy's mother showed up to the scene.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay. How did your wife react when that happened?
She got more hysterical. She had been asking about Oliver the entire time, and she got hysterical.
Okay.
She felt for her.
There was a point where I believe that that Amy was allowed to leave. Were you present when that happened?
I was. The police officer, or a police officer came over, told us we could go home. Ty's truck was there. So Ty drove Amy and I back to our house.
Okay. During that drive back, what was her state?
Continued to be hysterical. She was still gasping for breath, having a difficult time catching her breath, almost hyperventilating.
Okay. Now you arrive at home, which is where you live, right?
Correct.
Okay. Who was with her at home at that point? This is right after the
Right after the accident was Ty and myself.
Okay. Anyone else there at that
I
time?
think shortly after Jamie Drage came over, and then my daughter got home from work shortly after that as well.
I want to ask you, well, when you got her home, what efforts did you make to calm your wife down?
I took her into our room and tried to get her to lay down on the bed. She continued to be hysterical. She struggled to lay down. She's standing up.
Okay. Was she making any statements at that time?
I mean, the one statement that is stuck in my mind is she said, if he doesn't make it, I don't know that I can live.